In this video, I will be teaching you, yes you, how to beat Without You by Newbie Pro 27. Let's jump right into the tutorial. Alright, so let's just hop right straight into the level. And as you can see, there is a intro sequence. This will be here only on your first attempt. Every attempt afterwards, it won't be there. It does take up 8% of the level, so if you somehow manage to beat it first attempt, then you are crazy. But now you see we're at 0%. So from 0%, you have this ship. I'm gonna turn on speed hack to 0.5. So pretty simple, just 2 clicks, and then the whole pass through those gears and you're through. Pretty easy. It is very fast for beginning for a level, but you get used to it. And then you just have these simple orb clicks. This one's a buffer. That one kind of also is a buffer. You kind of learn these pretty fast. That orb back there. That red orb back there, let me get back to it. You don't hit it immediately. You kind of hit towards the middle. Because if you try to hit it immediately, then you're going to miss it. So you get into the orb and then just click. You hold so you survive, otherwise you die. Then this ball's pretty easy. A bit of memory because you don't see everything at once. It just slowly fades in. But once you learn it, it's pretty easy. This is the first part I'm going to point out directly. For these pink orbs, you're going to click heading into them. Right off where you see this elbow decoration, you're going to click right about there and then buffer all of them. You can't really wait. You need to get this first orb as early as possible so that you can line yourself up to get to the next part. So I'll show you again. And here we go. Because if you do it later, for example, if you do it a little later, that could happen, and that really isn't fun. So try to do it as early as possible so you guarantee you pass it. And then I click disable shaders because I'm on low detail mode. If you're not on low detail mode, then you won't have that option. So this part is pretty intuitive. You can learn this by yourself. I will say, coming out of this pad, you're going to buffer so that you can pass this spike. This black orb here, you're going to want to hit more towards the middle and not as early, otherwise you die to the spike, and I'll show you here an example. You also don't want to jump into the black orb too soon, otherwise you'll hit the structure and then die. And then this black orb is pretty easy. This ship part, the thing that makes it kind of tricky when you're learning it, there is a black orb that follows you. So you're going to want to hit these blue orbs directly in the middle. Like, try and get them as much within the blue orbs themselves. And then you do need a hold coming out of the second one of the pairs. So click hold, click hold, click hold, click hold. And then you hit your dash orb, fly up, and then simple robot jumps. Nothing too hard so far. Then you're gonna buffer this, but you can't click it too soon because you're still a wave. You need to wait until after you've changed out being a wave. So probably after you've hit the pad. So once you see you hit the pad, you just buffer. This part is probably one of the learnier parts of the level. I mean, the whole level's learning, but this part in particular is learning. So that red orb, you're going to want to hit it maybe right around here, close towards the middle. You don't want to buffer it because you really can't because you're on slopes, but you're going to want to hit it more towards the middle, like closer towards the edge of it. So it's like semi-late, but not extremely late. So like right towards the middle should get you good. And then the black orb, you 100% want to buffer that. Same thing goes for that dash orb. And then the dash orb does not have an S block, so you have to release as soon as you get off of the slope. And then immediately go straight into a jump. And I'd say hold, because sometimes if you don't hold, you wind up dying before you can hit the blue orb. Like that. So you hold, you can hit the blue orb more consistently. This one, there is an S block, but I recommend releasing before the S block. The S block is aligned with this spike. So I try and release right around here because it's just more consistent. And then just click on B. Out of the second green orb, you either just hold or just click on the word U. This part is a lot of holding and clicking, and you're going to want to buffer almost all of these orbs except one, and I'm going to point it out to you. So hold, click, hold, click, hold, click, hold, click. This red orb right here, you do not want to buffer this because you're going to be hitting it as the UFO. If you buffer it, then you pretty much die. If you're trying to pick one icon to focus on, I focus on the lower one for the most part. Besides that, this one click right here, where you have to look at the top one. But besides that, I try to focus on the bottom one. Be careful with this red orb, because there are some ways where you wind up timing it and dying to the spike. So I would say hit it towards the middle. I'm pretty sure you can buffer it, but it really depends on when you released and stuff. It's complicated. I recommend hit it just towards the middle, but the rest of the orbs you can buffer. So the two red orbs, don't buffer. The rest of them you can buffer. Coming into this wave, you're going to want to hold the pink orb until you reach these portals. Once you've jumped into them, do not buffer this wave click. You really can't. The wave portal, I can show hitboxes. The wave portal is ever so slightly, for some reason, like it acts like it's outside. So if you buffer this, you're not going to be hitting the orb. You're not. I'm sorry, you're not. So wait until you get into the wave portal and then hit it. Like that. And I know these wave gas look a little intimidating, especially with the hitboxes. But they're not really. Only thing to be careful of, make that click on will never very fast so you can avoid the hitbox of this cube portal. I'll show you where it is. As you can see, I've dodged it completely. If you do it a little later, sometimes you'll wind up clipping it and wind up falling into the cube portal and hitting that dash orb and dying, and that's not fun. That other dash orb in the cube, just wait until you get into the cube portal before hitting the dash orb, and then just have those 3 UFO clicks. They're pretty simple. It's pretty much a buffer followed by clicking right after this right side up portal, then clicking on the green orb, and you live. That's pretty much all you're doing there. we reach the final part of the pre-drop. This is a bit of memory, but just click to the beat, you should be good. That part's pretty easy, just click to the beat. Once again, ba, 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 ba. I would be very careful though. On that click specifically, you need to hit the pad right on the pad. Don't click before, wind up on this block right here. You're going to click right on the pad. Otherwise, you're going to wind up not being able to do the last click right here. Then these next orbs here in the ship, you're going to want to hit them exactly in the middle because they're right on the portal. So exactly in the middle and you should be fine. This ship right here, I found a bit tricky. I don't have any good tips for it, to be honest. Just figure out what works for you. I found this click pattern worked. And I live. That works for me. Then just buffer and we're into the drop. Drop is really easy, click to the beat, just follow along. Here, no need to click. But you definitely have to click that, and then it's just orb, orb, hold. Hit that yellow orb. These toggle orbs you can miss, so be careful. Try to hit them as on beat as possible. If you're slightly off, you could miss them, and that's not fun. See, like that. There you go. And it's just click sync. Pretty easy. This ship here, well, ship duel, heading to the first set of duels. You're going to want to click right as soon as the bottom ship hits the blue portal. So as soon as it hits that gravity portal, just hold. Don't click, do nothing. As soon as it hits the gravity portal, just go, and then I look down. There's many ways you can do this. I do it with 6 clicks. You can do it with 4. I think you do it with 3 even. Let's see. Yeah, you can do it with 3. You can do it with 4. I do it with 6. It works. This duel is pretty easy, honestly. You're going to want to jump as soon as you pass this spike. Like, once you're, like, right underneath the spike, that's when you click. And that's just simple clicks. Ba, ba. Ba, ba, ba. And then buffer these black orbs, because that's the most consistent way to get it. That robot blue orb, you want to hit as much in the middle as possible. You can do it a little early, but not late. If you do it late, then you have a higher chance of dying, like that. You do this wave click, and then hold it's kind of like, you're kind of guessing, it's kind of a blind release. Ever so slightly a blind release. My indicator is pretty much once this ball portal is near the middle of the frame, then I release. That was my indicator. Then you're going to want to focus on the wave during this duel section right here. And you see right here, right around this second block, you click. And then it's just a release between these two spikes. Shouldn't be too hard. And then buffer that ball click. And then same thing goes for the dash orb. And you just hold it into the next duel. Make sure you don't jump over the dash orb though at the end. It's happened before. Over here, you're going to want to wait until your cube falls down before you start holding into the wave section. And for this duel, focus on the wave. The cube is basically a nothing burger. And the wave's pretty simple. Bop, bop, bop. And then just make sure you remember to release right here. Alright, for this UFO, there will be a heart as soon as you get there. If you hit directly on the heart, you should line up yourself pretty well to get the rest of the UFO. And you just kind of click to the beat. Not exactly, but it flows. A little earlier sometimes might get you a little bit off. But right on it should get you lined up perfectly. There you go. This is the hardest part of the level. Aside from maybe the shards. But this is the hardest part. So pay attention. Hold the dash orb. And release when you hit these two pads. Then it's going to be two very quick clicks. One right here before the spike. And then one to hit the black orb. Over here, you're going to want to wait until you've actually gotten in between these two portals before clicking. So it's not exactly a buffer. It feels like a buffer when you play it, but it's not a buffer. As soon as you get out of there, you're going to hit one of these orbs. Pretty much buffer this orb right here, but don't hit it too soon because of the hitboxes. They did add an additional hitbox, so if you straight up buffered this, you'd wind up dying right here. So wait a bit, like once you like within the portal, then just go for it, hit the orb, you're good. This dash orb, it is kind of blind because of the effect, so after the spider, just hold. Coming out of the dash orb, you want to click as soon as you get off of the red pad, otherwise you die. Coming up is a black orb, and you're going to want to buffer that. Next up, these orbs. Do not hit this click early. This first click of the UFO, do not hit it early. You're going to want to hit it directly on the red orb. Probably closer towards right in the middle of these two orbs. If you try hitting it early, you die. If you hit it a little on the later side, you die. So, towards the middle. And it's just on beat. These clicks are just on beat. Be very careful, because if you're just milliseconds off, you die. So yeah, there are different ways you can die there. So try as much as you can stay on beat, otherwise, yeah, you die. This next dash orb, just hold, buffer. These next clicks are all buffers. This green orb right here, it's not really a buffer. You have to like wait until you've fallen off the edge. You can't exactly time it because the visuals, it's hard to tell, but with a bit of practice, you get it. It kind of feels like a buffer when you play it. It's probably the weirdest click in the level. And then once again, hold, and both of those clicks are buffers. This blue orb here is a buffer. The black orb is not. You're going to want to hit it more towards the middle. Not exactly late, but more towards the middle. Then you have these last black orbs. For the first one, you're going to want to hit it towards the middle of the black orb so that you land on the second red pad. The second one does not truly matter where you hit it, but I would hit it more towards later, just so I line up better. I do think right there that's a hitbox, so yeah, that probably tells me you should hit this on the later side. And the third one, you definitely want to hit this on the later side as well, so that you line up and hit the middle pad. just like that. And we're already at the shard part. Remember, you have to hit each shard, otherwise you die when you get to the end of the level. Make sure you try and hit them towards the middle so that you for sure get the shard. So the first shard is going to be right here. It's quite literally the third click of the ending. So here we go. Right there. That's the shard. Now no, you're going up here, but do not hold after clicking. It's a very swift click. This first shard, very swift click, otherwise you die right here. Right here, that's the second shard. It's a double click. And just 3 clicks there. It's pretty easy. 1, 2, 3. Just on the black orbs. Like right on the black orbs. But be careful. I'd buffer them. Then 5 clicks to get the third shard. Most of these clicks, by the way, are buffers, so don't be too worried about the technical side of some of them. Like, all the clicks here, besides the dash orb, are buffers. Like that. This next one, pretty much a buffer that goes straight into hitting a black orb. I just hold and click because the black orb is placed inside of the yellow portal, so you can buffer it. So 2 buffers in a row. Then you have the fish shard, just click right on the toggle. These 2 clicks here, I would not recommend buffering them. The first one, you certainly can. The second one, you're on this structure already, so you kind of have to wait until you're off the structure before clicking it. So you're already kind of in the orb. So it's not really a buffer, it's kind of an early click. So float like this. I'd try hitting the green orb as early as possible so that this red orb doesn't feel as rushed. Because you have to be in flipped gravity to hit this red orb and pass it. Then you have the wave. And within the wave you have the fish shard. Now, I do it like that. I've seen people do it with even more spam. But you do have to do some form of controlled downward spam. So practice going downwards controlled, and you should be able to get it. And then you go up. So. And then just 2 clicks to get past those spikes. I click twice while on the orb so that I make sure I get it. Because if I click once, sometimes the click could wind up missing. So I click twice on the orb so that I make sure I get it. So one more time. This black orb, you want to kind of buffer it, but not exactly. Kind of as soon as you're off this structure, just click and hold and you get it. So then just gonna hit the black orb, and there you see 6th shard. Pretty easy. My recommendation, when you're clicking here out of the UFO portal, delay it ever so slightly. It lines you up with this blue orb better. Like, it doesn't necessarily matter too much, because you can still buffer it and get it. But if you wait a bit, it flows better. and then just do more clicks. And then the last duel, just watch the spider and click 5 times. And boom, 7th shard done. Coming out of the dash orb, you immediately release and hit shard 8. Once you hit the pad, you're going to be launched into this blue orb. Buffer it. After buffering that, buffer this next click. So it's just 3 consecutive buffers after hitting this shard. And then here you're going to hold using the robot hold bug. And it's kind of auto until you reach the final shard that you actually have to click an orb for. Right there, that's shard 9. It'll fall down right before this ship portal. And boom. Coming into the ship, you're going to want to keep yourself level-ish so that you can hold into this structure that's on my top right. Because you're just going to hold until you reach the final straight fly. Just like this. You've gotten all the shards. Boom. You have beaten Without You. End screen, you know, whatever. Boom. You beat the level. Congratulations. You're awesome. If this video has been beneficial to you, please like the video, leave a comment, and consider subscribing. Thank you so much. I'll see y'all in the next one.